Barefoot Country Music Festival here on the bus with Mr. Jake Owen.
Hey, hey.
Good to see you, sir.
You too, bud.
So, we were talking here before. I can't believe it's almost 20 years since you've been doing this. It's amazing.
It's gone by quickly. I know. I don't really ever feel like that either, but I'm also grateful for that time that it has kind of, to think that I could be doing this all these years is really cool.
One of the things that we talk about in the office sometimes is we don't have to go work on the railroad, or we don't have to go work in the office and be a banker. And no offense to railroaders and bankers, I love you. But you've been passionate about music your whole life, and if you could just work with your guitar, that's an amazing thing, right?
Heck yeah, every night. I did it last night. We were in Dewey Beach. I was playing this little dive bar. My two little girls are on the road with me because they're out of school for summer.
Mm-hmm.
And they were just like playing back by the bus, and I played and like we walked around and got ice cream yesterday in this beach town, and then I played music there that night. On stage last night, I was thinking to myself in my mind while all these people were singing the words of my songs, I was like, dang, I'm so freaking lucky. Like, I literally walked my kids around a beach town today. These people are loving the music we're playing. I'm doing what I love to do, and my kids are like living like just like freely out back, and like it's a life that I'm very grateful to have, and I couldn't do it obviously without you guys, and so thanks for that. But it's cool. I'm really blessed.
Something tells me, because I've seen you in the real small arena up at clubs and bars where you could have probably just made a living doing that, right?
Yeah.
Instead of being on the big stage. I mean.
Yep.
There's plenty of people. Rock and roll, I mean, Kenny Chesney already has that job, right?
Right.
Rock and rollers are out there right now in any bar here in Wildwood playing music, or down Lower Broadway.
Yeah.
And they do pretty well.
There's so much talent in the world. It's amazing.
Rock and roll is everywhere. Yeah, well, it's an amazing thing. So we talked about your golf before. Does music teach you about golf, or does golf teach you about music?
Great question. I think that like golf teaches you a lot about life, and so does music, because the thing with golf in life is that golf is one of the only sports where you keep your own score. You have to be truthful to yourself. Like someone might not know that you roll the ball over in the rough, like if they're not looking, but it's on you to be honest and not do that, or acknowledge a penalty upon yourself, right? And it's not like life where some shots are good, some shots are bad. You can't really control it. You just got to go to the next one.
That's an amazing thing.
And music's like that too, as far as just kind of being a solitary thing you can do on your own, but you can express yourself through what you're going through in life. So I think that's cool.
Golf clubs are personal, right?
Yeah.
Is your guitar as personal too? Do you have one favorite that you always go to?
Yeah, I do. I kind of have one or two.
You never lend anybody your golf clubs. And you never lend anybody your guitar.
Yeah, you're right.
Yeah, that's amazing. Do the kids play? Do they?
Not really, not too much. They will, or I'm sure they like it because I do it, But they're not like, I don't really force them into it or anything.
When you were a kid, you grew up in Florida. I know that. What did you gravitate toward first, and how did you know? Because I remember you telling me one time you could have played on the tour.
Oh, no, I don't know.
With the exception of I remember the injury.
Yeah, I definitely grew up playing and loving to play golf. I still love to play golf. My dad was really great. I think like any kid, you just want to be good like your dad and whatever they do. So I learned a lot from my dad, but I'm glad that, I found music because it was something my dad couldn't teach me how to do. But he did teach me a work ethic that kind of got me through. So
that's amazing.
Yeah.
So let's talk about music. I know you're working on something, and you're trying to figure out where to go next. Is the album done, or are you still working on it?
Yeah, we just put out a live album, and I'm working on a new album now. I'm just kind of trying to figure out what I want to do. I'm not in any type of hurry. I think that's one thing that can be kind of not a great thing about music. I've enjoyed my life and just putting out music when it feels right, and I'm not going to wait forever, but I want my music to be great. I don't want to just like put out music to be relevant.
Right. I hear you. One moment I want to talk about, and then we'll finish up here. So I remember a story that you were telling us about the night at Lincoln Financial Field when you were opening for Kenny, and you were going to ride back on the bus, and he offered you a spot on the plane.
Yeah.
And I want you to relive the moment, how the plane leaves Philadelphia, and the cars are all coming out of the stadium, and you made the pilot go back around again, or you requested to go back around. You can't make a pilot do anything. And you said to Kenny, you did that. I love that story.
That's a true, honest to God, true story. He was nice enough to ask me when I was opening. That was Tim McGraw and Kenny Chesney, I think the Brothers of the Sun, Philadelphia. And he asked me to fly back with him that night, and I knew when we flew out that night, we flew up over the stadium, and as the pilot made like kind of like amazing. A turn, you could see the stadium down below, and I was able to. I was like, Kenny, look at that, man! Like, and we looked down. I was like, did you ever think, being from Luttrell, Tennessee, this little kid from Tennessee, like you just sold out a stadium in Philadelphia, so far away from Tennessee, and now you're flying over it in your private jet, like going home, like how do you even explain that?
I love that
I remember
story.
he telling me, he said that he was just, he said life gave him a big lemon, and he's like, man, I've squeezed every bit of juice out of that lemon. And he really has. I love that guy.
I love that story because it must have been great for you to see what can be achieved, whether it's on that level or any other level, that we have to be grateful for what we have. And
Absolutely.
Yeah. Well, I appreciate a couple minutes.
Yeah, thank you.
Brett Michaels is warming these guys up.
I can't wait to see Brett Michaels.
It's going to be insane. And I hope you have a great night tonight.
Thanks, Raz.
And it's always good to see you.
Heck yeah, man. You
look
too.
great.
Good to see you guys.
Good to see you, man. All right, 92.5 XTU.